Southwest Florida here at the Station 17 of the City of Fort Myers Fire Department. And speaking of the City of Fort Myers, we have a representative here who's a part of the City of Fort Myers Community Redevelopment Agency. He's the Redevelopment Manager. You've seen him on the show before, my good friend Xavier Cologne. Welcome to the show, Xavier.
Thank you for having me.
Good to get you here. And now, whenever you come on the show, I know you're going to be coming in telling us about something else exciting happening with the CRA and partnershiping. We are doing some things now with home programs, right? Tell us about the home preservation program.
Well, it's a wonderful program. We've had it for a couple of years, but it did take a year to start up. Eligible homeowners within the MLK redevelopment area and Cleveland Avenue redevelopment area, if they go through and they need repairs for code violations, they can get up to $25,000 of repairs done with Habitat for Humanity, who acts as our contractor on it.
Code violations, for example?
Roof damage has been a big one after Hurricane Ian, but before that, if you had soffit damage, if you had cars parked on grass, things that don't meet the code for the city, they would get a violation. We'd get referrals from those violations, and we'd be able to help them do repairs to their homes so that we could get rid of the conditions that caused the code violation. Really?
Yeah. That's great. That's some kind of big grant that has come down?
It's funded by our increment funding, and it's been one of those things where we normally budget around $250,000, so around 10 homes for the MLK area, and we recently added Cleveland Avenue around $100,000, so we could do at least 4 homes a year there in that area.
Mm-hmm. Are you starting to get people calling in, taking advantage of the program?
Yes, so in the beginning, when we were trying to start up, it was really working with Habitat to find the system in which we wanted to do this. We get reports every month from code enforcement that shows what the violations are in each redevelopment area. But now, a lot of the referrals are people getting code violations and then getting literature from the code officers, or even just looking it up themselves or hearing from others who have gone through the program. So right now, I think we're at a tipping point where a lot of people are calling themselves to inquire about the program and getting registered for it and going through the process.
How does the partnership with Habitat for Humanities in the City of Fort Myers Community Redevelopment Agency enhance this whole process? Well,
there's a couple of things that Habitat for Humanity does, and one of the big things is they already have a process. They do repair programs all the time. While they do build new homes, and that's one of the things that they're known for, they do have repair programs. So what was great for us is they already had a process. People could apply. They had markers in which they go off of HUD standards for qualifications, but it just took a lot of the paperwork and streamlined the process for us working with Habitat, because they've been there, they've done that.
Mm-hmm. Do you have a success story already that you can share with us?
Yeah, so one of the great things about this program is that there is a code violation that has to initiate it. But a lot of times when they go in, Habitat is not just looking at that code violation. So one of them was that somebody had a trailer illegally parked on their front yard. Mm-hmm. They went and they found, yes, there was a trailer there. What they did is they made a concrete pad for them, but they also found other damage, such as like soffit and trim damage and roof damage, and even paint damage. And what they did is they kind of packaged it together, and now that person came out with not only a repair or pad so that they didn't get a code violation for their trailers or their cars, but they got a new roof out of it, they got new paint, their house looks brand new, and it gives a new lease on life.
Mm-hmm. Within this whole, the way you're describing this, it seems that there's some sensitivity by the city to Hurricane Ian and the financial burden that would be placed on people, and the CRA and Habitat for Humanity has come together with a way to soften some of the financial burden on people. Is that the best way to describe it?
Yes, and so that when I came in December post Ian, and that was one of our big questions, was how do we tackle all of these damaged homes from Ian? Unfortunately, not everybody has the benefit of being insured, and mm-hmm. even if they are, they might still be dealing with their insurance company. So this program has been really a lifeline for some individuals who might have sustained damage from Ian. Roofs have been a big demand for us in our area, and a lot of times they're just getting a new roof, and that's so that they can be insured or that they can just keep living in their house without worries of water leaking in the next storm.
What's the maximum dollar amount again?
$25,000.
That's a lot of money to me. I don't know if $25,000 a lot of money in this, in terms of this post-Hurricane Ian situation.
It is getting pricier. As you know, prices have gone up in the area, but the $25,000 has been a good start. What we've been working with Habitat is they actually, because of the hurricane damage, they transitioned the program from family services to hurricane repair. So we're actually working with a dedicated team who's doing Habitat's hurricane repair program, which is very similar to ours, but that's for anybody within their service area. So in some cases where it might be a shortfall, meaning there was not enough funding for their home, they can use ours to a certain point, and then they might even get vendors, which they've had now. Vendors donate services or materials, as well as some of their own funding to help complete the picture for that individual so they can get their house repaired.
This is only for residential, not commercial. And
we have a separate program for commercial, so yes.
I'll let you touch on that in a second. And you have to own the home. It's not rental.
Yes. No, you have to have homestead status. You have to meet the income guidelines set forth by HUD. You have to make sure, like I said, you have to have a code violation. And there's other markers that they do look for when they're doing this. But yes, the big one is you have to own the home. We really don't want to go
live in it.
That they have to live in it.
Can't be rented to somebody. Yep. You own it.
You have to have homestead status. So homestead.
That's what that means. Okay.
Yeah. With the state, you have to make sure that you're up on your city taxes, property taxes, utility bills, all that kind of things. So we do make sure that those individuals are they're in good financial standing with the city, so that we can do the repairs and help them.
Now the business aspect, you said you had something for commercial,
for
businesses.
We actually just updated the program yesterday at our CRA board meeting. It is the Commercial Property Improvement Matching Grant Program. We have 2 tiers to that program. The first tier is we cover 75% of eligible expenditures up to $50,000. Or if they're a larger, which we've gotten larger projects, it's 50% of eligible expenditures up to $200,000.
All of this is tied to Hurricane Ian?
No, so some of it we've been working with businesses that got damaged from Ian, but we've actually had these programs going for the commercial commercial property. That one has been around in one form or other since 2010. And this this home preservation program has been around since 2021.
And everybody has to be in the, that can apply for this program, has to be in the city of Fort Myers CRA areas.
Yeah, for the home preservation specifically, they have to be in the MLK redevelopment area, which they can see our maps on fortmyerscra.com, and the Cleveland Avenue area.
How can people apply?
They can go on our website, which is, like I said, Fort Myers CRA. And when they look up our incentives, it's under home preservation, and right in there is an application and contact information. Habitat for Humanity, they have a wonderful team. Dana Baird is the VP over the hurricane repair team, and Daniela Rambajan has been the case manager for most of these. They will work with you to go through the application process. How
does this whole partnership fit into with Habitat fit into the CRA mission?
So as it states, our CRA has a plan. We have a plan for MLK, plan for Cleveland. Both of them called for some way to help residents with their homes in the way of facade, thus improving curb appeal and property values for the area. So this program has been a wonderful way in which we can do that.
Outstanding. People have been seeing the contact information on the screen. One of the things I noticed is that the City of Fort Myers Community Redevelopment Agency, under the leadership of Michelle Hilton Terry as the executive director, you guys are constantly rolling out programs sensitive to the community, meeting people where they are. You're out there just building partnerships to make our CRA area a better place to live for people. Is that a good way to describe it?
Yes, and Michelle is one of the most well-known CRA directors in the state as an executive director. I think I mentioned in my last interview that the Fort Myers CRA is one of those ones that is a leading example for CRAs in the state. And so Michelle's programs have actually been used to help pilot other programs in CRAs. And this home preservation program is one of those ones that there's other CRAs now that are partnered with Habitat for Humanity in their jurisdictions because they see the success of this program.
A good thing for people to do is to go to that website that they've been seeing appearing on the screen and that you articulated, and to just click around. You might find something that applies to you, right?
Yeah, we not only our incentives, but our plans, projects that we're doing in the area. You know, there's a lot of great things happening. Ian did put a pause button on some of them, but now we're seeing them start to roll out again. So we're happy to be moving forward.
So proud of you guys. Keep up the good work. As the saying goes on this particular show, for those who say it can't be done, they're usually interrupted by those like Xavier Cologne of the City of Fort Myers Community Redevelopment Agency. Also, Miami might have the oranges, but the City of Fort Myers Community Redevelopment Agency has got the
Juice.
They got the juice. We'll see.
Lee Pitts Live is a Lee Pitts Enterprise production.
Hello everybody, this is Lee. I'm so glad that you watched that particular show, and if you enjoyed that show, we got other shows like that. Just subscribe to our YouTube channel, watch Lee Pitts Live on demand anytime, and also hit us up on all our social media platforms. Just type in Lee Pitts Live, and there you go.